By special request of a YouTube subscriber of this channel, I was asked to start doing driving tours of places around Pittsburgh. And I'm a little worried right now because it's getting kind of dark. I'm not sure how this video is going to turn out or if it's even going to be bright enough to post. But yeah, there's 90 something neighborhoods in Pittsburgh, and including the surrounding areas, there's over 100 distinct areas. So there's plenty of places for us to explore. We're trying out this new format of video. Let me know if there's any specific places that you want me to drive around and take a look at. Right now, I was just coming home and I live in the Knoxville neighborhood of Pittsburgh. So this is where we're at. It's a pretty small neighborhood. The population's only about 7,000 people. And basically the edge of it is right here. To the right, there's a cemetery, and to the left is a different neighborhood. So we're actually going to be turning around in a second. The further you go this way, it starts heading into Carrick. We're getting towards the end of rush hour right now. It's about 6 p.m. and we are in the first half of November of 2024. So it has been getting dark a lot earlier recently. Still not very cold yet. It's only about 60 degrees right now. Yeah, so the median home value in Knoxville is about $65,000. I think the average is probably around $100,000. Median rent is about $1,100. It's close to 50-50 percentage of rent versus own, but a little bit more rent. About 55% of people rent here. A lot of people think this is a really bad neighborhood. Honestly, it's not that bad. I mean, I live here, but to the left here, there was this apartment complex. I mean, it's still there. Recently, somebody bought it and they're renovating it. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's just where a lot of the dangerous people lived, because ever since they bought that and they kicked the people out, there hasn't been shootings on that corner. When I first moved here about two and a half years ago, it seemed like once a month there was a shooting on that corner, and it hasn't happened in like about a year now. But I have heard stories. As some of you guys might know, I'm not from here. I've heard lots of stories of how neighborhoods have changed. And this is one that has gone in cycles. It used to be really good. It got pretty bad. And then it kind of leveled out. It's definitely not the worst neighborhood to live in. And it's very close to downtown, close to the south side and everything. To the right here where this fence is, apparently there used to also be a pretty bad apartment complex there. They got torn down. Well, Jelly's Pizza is pretty good. I like their hot wings, buffalo wings. According to niche.com, this is the #1 diverse neighborhood in Pittsburgh. I'm not sure where they get their statistics from, but that's cool. This Sunoco to the right, I swear, is the absolute most expensive gas station in Pittsburgh. I'm not even joking. If you go in any direction for just 2 minutes, you will find a cheaper gas station. So right here, right now we're on Brownsville Road. And this basically divides Knoxville from Mount Oliver. So to the left is Knoxville and to the right is Mount Oliver. Actually, if you notice to straight ahead, there's a fork right there. We're actually going to go into Mount Oliver just a tiny bit because Knoxville is technically cut off to the left there. But that's okay. all these neighborhoods in Pittsburgh kind of blend into each other. So doing these videos, that's probably going to happen a lot, where we kind of toe the edge of multiple neighborhoods. This is a pretty busy... I've heard some people say that they think this neighborhood is coming up to be like, it's kind of poised to be a come up neighborhood, because a lot of people will come through this area to go to and from work. I don't know. Not the best, definitely not the worst neighborhood. Every once in a while right here along this street, there's a lot of little restaurants and stuff here. There's this place to the left. Sometimes on the weekends, they'll like extend out their porch into this road here. So this part of the road will be blocked off and you can't drive through it. Post office to the left there. We should have turned left by the post office, but that's okay. According to niche.com, about 10% of the residents here in Knoxville have a master's degree or higher. 10% have a bachelor's degree or higher. And 22% have some college or associate's degree. This neighborhood, it's kind of hit or miss, the vibe you get of if you feel safe or not. For some reason, it feels a little bit more sketchy when the high school kids get out of school and they're all just running around being crazy. Coming over the hill here, there's a pretty cool view. That's like Allentown, Mount Washington over there. And just on the other side of that hill is downtown. So we're really close to downtown. Okay, turning on to Knox Avenue right now. As you can see, most people have street parking. There's a good amount of houses here that have garages and driveways, but most people have street parking here. There's an abandoned church to the left. Actually, there's two abandoned churches to the left. There's a good amount of abandoned buildings here in Pittsburgh. I mean, obviously, as most people know, when the steel industry collapsed, I guess that was in like the 80s, the population died out a lot. So there used to be a lot of, coal workers and miners that used to live here. And when they were out of jobs, they had to move somewhere else, and that's what happens. Houses start falling apart and stuff. But when people actually take care of their houses, there's some really cool old houses here. It's actually starting to get pretty dark. Now I'm starting to worry if this video is going to be usable or not. But yeah, this is the general feeling around here. It's pretty hilly. For the most part, it's quiet. Things do happen. Let me know if there's any particular neighborhoods. Oh, to the left here, I was going to turn right. But to the left here, there's a big school, and it's not being used anymore. I guess, I'm not sure when, but at some point they started consolidating the public schools, and like they turned some schools into apartments and stuff, and they just kind of pushed. I mean, the same thing with the population decline. They can't have, half empty schools. You gotta be efficient with the staff and everything. So you know, what can you do? You got to come up with some sort of solution. But because of that, there's a lot of schools here that were turned into other things, such as apartments. Actually, on Brownsville Road, where we were at earlier, there's a bank. It's an old bank. It's a really cool structure, but it's like a convenience store now. Yep, actually here to the right as well, where these the metal staircase is, that's another old school that turned into apartments. It's called the Rochelle Towers now. But yep, this is Tim Roberts, your Pittsburgh realtor. Remember, if you're looking to buy or sell in the Pittsburgh area, reach out to me with the phone number below. It doesn't matter if you're moving in 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, or 2 years. If you're planning on moving at any point, just, reach out. You could reach me on Facebook, my phone number, or anything, and just have a little introduction, I'm going to turn left here. This is a hack. So this light up here, you can see it's green, but nobody's going because the person at the front is never paying attention. So a lot of times it's better to turn left and then turn right here, because looking to the right, only 3 people got through that light. And that's really annoying when you're sitting there at a red light. I just gave away my biggest secret. Oh no.